Good morning, A-Bird Freedom Fam. Are you a proud AR-15 owner? Maybe you're a new owner, or maybe you had yours for a while, like this one right here. Bolt is locked to the rear, chamber is empty, firearms unsafe, so that, as always, safety being paramount, we know we have a clear and safe firearm in our hands. But all too much focus is pushed on the firearm itself. A lot of times maintaining the weapon system is miscued for upgrading the weapon system. So whether you're running an LPVO, or you're changing out your muzzle brake, or you're changing out your trigger, you're changing out your furniture, all too often it's mistaken that this is maintaining that weapon system. Actually, going on the theme of being prepared, as both a new firearms owner and an experienced firearms owner, being resilient, being prepared means you can take care of your weapon system, not just add more stuff onto it, because that's more stuff you have to maintain. This morning, let's get into a little bit of being prepared. You know what? Strike that. Throw that word out. Prepared. A lot of people have a condemnation that if you're prepared, you're a prepper, you've got a bunker in your backyard. Screw that. We're just going for resilient firearm ownership this morning. So you don't have to run around and buy bags of detent takedown springs. You don't have to do that. Manufacturers actually put together nice little kits. They're called oops kits. Like, oops, you took your rifle apart at the range because you had some kind of malfunction. Maybe you took it apart to do an upgrade, and oops, you lost something. Enough with the oops. Jesus Christ almighty. So these kits are going to be a lifeline for your weapon system, is what they're actually designed to be. So yeah, if you lose a part, your firearm is down. But also, what if a part wears out? Hammer spring, trigger springs, like all springs, they only stay springy so long, and then they're going to wear down. You're going to start to get light, inconsistent primer strikes. Well, in this little kit right here is a hammer spring and a trigger spring. But more importantly than that, it's also a magazine takedown spring. It's a buffer spring and buffer retaining spring, as well as a retainer. It also has those pesky little front and rear takedown pin springs and detents. So this is going to be a way that you can help maintain your firearm, as well as your hammer spring and trigger spring. A set of gas rings. You can never go wrong having a extra set of gas rings. They're inexpensive, and it's an insurance policy that when your gas rings do eventually wear down, and now your bolt slides in and out of the carrier, and you're losing a lot of momentum with the bolt as far as lockup and staying engaged as your gas rings wear down, just like rings on a cylinder in an automobile, they allow compression or gas, in this case, to flow around them. They stop doing their jobs. It's a real easy repair to go ahead and change those out. And then there's also field repair kits, like this one right here. This one is actually going to also give you a firing pin. And a lot of times the firing pin is overlooked because it's in there. The only time you really see it is when you're cleaning. But there is a measurement for firing pin protrusion through the bolt face to strike the primer to engage the cartridge in motion of explosion to send that projectile down the barrel. In here also is a new extractor spring and O-ring, as well as the roll pin. So these inexpensive little kits allow you to be resilient in maintaining your weapon system. That way you can have your day at the range consistently. You can enjoy your purchase. You can get that training in. And as everybody knows, being resilient is a great thing. It's also going to allow you a chance to be more intimately connected with the cycle of operations, as well as what each and individual piece do. Remember, knowledge is always power, and the more knowledge you have, the more resilient you are, and the less you're dependent upon other people. So, just a little something to think about. If you own an AR-15, it's not very expensive for you to maintain that firearm completely, stem to stern, inside and out. So don't always just assume that because you're adding stuff to it, you're making it more resilient. Break it down to the basics, the functioning parts of the firearm. the gears in the machine, you might say. And let's focus on that for this Why Wednesday. Just take a minute, think about that, and ask yourself, why am I not able to maintain my firearm? If you haven't learned yet, there's always today, there's always tomorrow. You can learn about it now, rather than when that firearm malfunctions, or parts that are made to wear out simply wear out, and you're sitting there with a firearm that doesn't fire. So everybody stay safe, be good to each other. That's all I got for today's Why Wednesday.